Hey guys, this video is all about the Lower Michigan Triple Crown. The Lower Michigan Triple Crown consists of 3 loops in Lower Michigan: the Jordan River Pathway Loop, the Flake Loop, and the Manistee River Trail Loop. And doing those in 3 consecutive days, 1 loop each day for 3 days in a row, totaling up to be about 60 miles. In this video, we're going to talk briefly about each trail, and I want to give you some tips and show you some highlights about accomplishing the Lower Michigan Triple Crown. I'll probably never get to do a big through hike, and I like challenge hikes. So I thought, you know, this Lower Michigan Triple Crown could be a way to simulate or get that feel and still have a really good time. The main goal, the whole idea behind the Lower Michigan Triple Crown is just 3 days, 3 loops, 60 miles. You do that and you've got it. So let's talk about each of the loops right now. The first loop is the Jordan River Pathway. And you could do these in any order that you want. However, I suggest going Jordan River Pathway, Fife Lake, Manistee River Trail. Because I think all 6 of us that went on this trip, our opinions was it went from yes, it was beautiful, but to more beautiful and to more beautiful, or most beautiful. All right, so the Jordan River Pathway is 18.7 miles. You could start at Dead Man's Hill. You can start at, I think it's called Piney Bridge Campground. And the thing about the Jordan River Pathway is if you're going to camp there, you can only camp at that campground. There's no dispersed camping in the Jordan River Pathway. There are a few absolutely gorgeous overlooks at Jordan River Pathway. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the views and how we got started on that day.
He gets very impatient. He suffers from
So water on the Jordan River Pathway, it really isn't an issue. There are water sources along the whole way. You're never going to go more than a few miles without a good water source. So don't worry about having to take a ton of water with you. Lots of opportunities to filter water on this trail.
Be free maintenance.
all right,
What he said.
Just got done filtering some fresh water, and this is by far, in my opinion, the best water filter out because it's fast and it's efficient. So field maintenance on it, I would just kind of get used to doing this every time. You dumped out the dirty water. Here's some clean water. Pour just a little bit back into here. I mean, nothing crazy. We're only talking just like a couple ounces. Put this back in. Shake it. This is going to loosen up any of the sediment that's built into the filter.
Taylor Swift it.
Yep. So take this. You're done. That's it. That's it.
No vinegar, no syringe.
Trail tips by Mr. Rob Pelton.
If you're going to do a deep clean, you can soak it in vinegar water.
Right.
That's when you get home after a summer.
The terrain is good. You're going to be mostly in the woods, but there are times that you are going to be along the river. It's almost going to feel like you're in the Northwest a little bit. There's trees falling all over the river. There's moss growing over them all. That is some absolutely magic scenery. But most of the time, you're going to be in the woods. Now, I really wasn't looking forward to the Flake Loop other than crushing some miles that day, because I've never heard anything great about it. Everyone that I know that has gone on the Fife Lake Loop said, it's okay, it's just really flat, it's not real scenic. We totally disagree with that. Yeah, there are parts that you're walking along some seasonal roads and some 2-tracks, and even a dirt road for a little while, but maybe that's a quarter of the time that you're on this trail. It might be 5 miles worth, but the rest of this trail, you're walking along in some beautiful forest, along these great inland lakes and rivers. But let's take a look at some views of the hike and see what you think. Don't do it, Crow! Don't do it!
One thing I've really appreciated about this Triple Crown so far is the way that the 6 of us are hiking together. I don't think we've gone more than a couple hours hiking in the same order. Well, with the exception of almost Midwest Backpacker being ahead of us all the time. But other than that, we've hiked with different people. Right now I'm by myself, but I can see Miyagi, I can see Midwest Backpacker, and I can hear a group of 3 behind me, Crow, Backcountry Pilgrim, and Rob Pelton. But we all just kind of space out, and sometimes we speed up because we feel good. Sometimes we slow down. And so we've been hiking with different people. It seems like every hour, every 2 hours. And again, like right now, by myself. But we all kind of meet up throughout the day, different scenic checkpoints. Yesterday we had lunch at Dead Man's Hill on the Jordan River Pathway. And then we stayed together for a while on that one after that, but then we separated for sure. And yeah, I think that's been kind of a cool thing. Hike with a group of people, but everybody's still kind of hiking how they need to hike, especially when they're doing big miles. Seven miles in, feeling good. Just did a couple sub 20-minute miles hiking. We are spread out a little bit again. 3, me, 2. Right back in the middle like I was at mile 3. And that's really cool. A little demonstration here.
Nice.
Old man Crow.
Very cool.
Don't let those knees lock up on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a problem getting back up. I got it.
All right, didn't have to press the button.
All right, everybody, we have made it to the finish line of the second leg
Oh yeah.
of Mark's Triple Crown of Lower Michigan, the Fife Lake Loop, 20 point something
20 and a
miles.
half.
20 and a half. It's been super exciting to do this. We just got one more leg to do tomorrow, and I'll probably just have one leg left too. But just really cool to do this loop today. And Mark and I are gonna get some Mountain House lasagna with meat sauce.
Oh yeah.
I guess it's kind of like a tradition now, because in Red River Gorge, he and I got
Same
lasagna
thing.
with meat house. Lasagna with meat house. What? Mountain House lasagna with
We're
meat
tired.
sauce.
We're tired.
We are tired. Long day.
That's right.
All right, guys. Get to camp. See you in a little bit.
Check you later. Everything he said.
All right, at the end of day 2, at the end of the Fife Lake Loop, I was able to sit down, talk with Rob and Jeremy, and get some of their thoughts about how the hike was going so far. So here's some of their thoughts and some of the advice on accomplishing the Michigan Triple Crown. What do you guys think? We're 2 days into the Michigan Triple Crown. What are your thoughts? How you feel? Let's start with how you feeling. How's the body holding up?
I feel like you think you'd feel after 40 miles, but I'm ready for tomorrow to do another 20.
I am probably a little bit worse than that. My legs are trashed. Right? My legs are sore. It's a challenging hike, but anything worth doing is worth doing well, right? But I don't know about tomorrow. We'll have to see how I feel in the morning. But my legs are pretty trashed.
So what do you think about the 2 trails? We did Jordan River Pathway and then Fife Lake Loop. Do you prefer one over the other?
I really like about both of them. Whew, I just ate a jalapeno. It's really good footpath, like real smooth. You know, not too many rocks, not too many roots, not too much mud.
Yeah, it's not super technical.
But I like the Fife Lake Trail better. The second half of it specifically, was it Ed's something?
Ed's Overlook.
Ed's Overlook. Lots of humongous pine trees.
Right along the river, right by the campground.
It was great.
Yep. Trails aren't super challenging. I mean, yeah, there's some uphills and downhills. Today was an easier trail day, but it's just for me, it's just the sheer mileage. That's what just wears on you throughout the course of the day. So 3 days in a row like that, that's the challenge. If you can push through 3 days of 20 miles apiece. If you did one of the trails today, like in one day, should be fine, because then you have a recovery day the next day. But we don't have that luxury. It's boom, boom, boom. So
I don't think today Fife Lake was any easier, and there was top up, hills, but they were just smaller. So you're going up and down a lot, but it's not, 500 feet at a shot.
that makes sense.
So if somebody was to take on this challenge, just their 2 days, all up, the whole experience, what advice would you give to somebody so far?
Don't carry your full pack.
Seriously, slack packing is really, really good. But I mean, pay attention to your body. If you're feeling kind of sore, slow down, stretch, hydration, nutrition. It's the same stuff. But pay attention to your body. Don't push through if something's hurting pretty bad, because you don't want to be injured. And
Start early. Take your time.
Starting early would probably. We started at about 8 o'clock today, 9:30 yesterday. I mean, if I was here doing it by myself, I'd probably start at 6 in the morning, to be honest with you.
Now let's talk about, I think, all of our favorite trail, and it is my favorite trail, the Manistee River Loop. This trail has great terrain. This was day 3. We had lost one person to injury from day 2. Another person wasn't feeling so hot about finishing day 3, but he did end up completing it. But the Manistee River Loop, guys, is just beautiful. You have a great variety of terrain throughout this whole trail. There's a lot of ups and downs, beautiful shots of the river. We even met up with a subscriber to all of our channels who we just love because he's such a great commenter. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the views from this loop on day 3.
All right, so day 3 of the Lower Michigan Triple Crown. I've hiked this trail probably 12.5 times. So I'm not gonna do a lot of video from my perspective today for this. I'm gonna try to focus on filming a little bit more of as the crow flies hiking, and just kind of watch him see the trail and try to catch on camera some of his excitement. And I want to document this a little bit more from an observer standpoint of someone else hiking the trail for the first time. We'll see how that goes. I'm not real creative that way, but that's gonna be my intent with this one. So enjoy the ride, day 3 of 3 of the Lower Michigan Triple Crown. We're almost 3.5 miles in. So far, so great. Beautiful day. It's low 50s right now. Rain is supposed to hold off until 5 o'clock, so we should be done by then. And all right.
Fantastic, dude.
We'll keep rolling. See what I mean?
Awesome.
See what I mean? Crow just like rocks it like a hurricane.
Rock it like a hurricane.
All right. See you soon.
Yeah, I can see that puppy. Go first start recording. Every time you get the morning. Michigan backpacking, man. Absolute pleasure. And you get to come up the top of these mountains and look out. Very cool. Manistee Loop. I'm going to give it a 5-star. Of course, what do I know? I'm just some old hiker, but it is an absolute joy to be up here on some of the top of these ridges. Check out these mountains. Let's keep moving.
Crow, what are your thoughts on the trail and just over 9 miles in?
This is my favorite of the 3. Now, I love the other 2 that you set us up with. Fife Lake was awesome. Sorry, I'm talking with peanut butter in my mouth. It's pretty rough. Fife Lake was beautiful. I loved all the water and the inlets and things and the creeks and the antique looking forest or ancient looking forest. And I like Jordan Pathway, but I'm glad you set them like this because I think they gradually got better. And even the first half of this has been my favorite so far. It's just been spectacular.
All right, so the Lower Michigan Triple Crown, in my eyes, in my opinion, was a complete success. It was a lot of fun. But I think when you go into it, something I learned is you have some goals and some ideas of things you want to do, but be totally flexible and don't have your expectations totally set in stone. Because plans can change and they will change, and that's a totally good thing. So I thought I was going to be eating Mountain House meals this whole time because remember, I want to treat this like a through hike and then end with a bang at the cabin, right? We ended up going out to eat on the first night and the second night, and then we ended up at the cabin the third night. And that was, we were just tired, and let's find a cool place to go. So there's a few ways to accomplish the Lower Michigan Triple Crown. The number 1 rule is 3 days, 3 loops. 1 loop each day, 3 consecutive days. You do that, you accomplish, you complete the Lower Michigan Triple Crown. Now, as far as support goes, go for it. Whatever you need to do to hike those 60 miles in those 3 days is totally sufficient to finish the crown. So if you want to take all your gear, I think that's awesome, and I do want to do that at some point. But if you're going to slack pack it, that's totally fine too. If you're going to use your cars and have all of your stuff in there and really utilize those, kind of be a self-supported hike, that's cool. Go with that. And guys, there is a Facebook group that's being created. It'll be up any day now if it's not already up. It's simply called the Lower Michigan Triple Crown. It's a group on Facebook. Check it out. This video will be there, and there'll be some other information as well on how you can complete the Lower Michigan Triple Crown. Thanks for viewing, guys, and we'll see you out on the trail. Take care.